Welcome to ShiftWatch. I'm your host, Starbuck. In this episode, I came across this video from Philosophical Essence and knew it was to be shared with all. Here is another great illustration of the universal law that thoughts become things, dear human. It comes with some excellent perspectives on how to integrate this process into your own life. Next, a co-rotating interaction region, or CIR, is expected to hit Earth's magnetic field. Nemesis Maturity explains what that is and exactly what that could mean for the planet. Then, Kilauea eruptions are increasing. Big Island Video News shows more evidence that the seismic activity taking place all over the planet is increasing due to the electromagnetic particles streaming at Earth from the sun. And finally, Atlantis and ancient technology and consciousness. Here are some comparisons to that civilization in that time on the planet and where we are today. You can't or shouldn't ignore the signs.
Mass and energy are but different manifestations of the same thing, a somewhat unfamiliar conception for the average mind.
What if I told you that reality isn't what you think it is? That your mind holds a force so powerful it can bend energy, rewrite your future, and turn you into an unstoppable force, but you've been deliberately kept in the dark? Sounds insane? It's not. Top secret research, quantum physics, and hidden ancient knowledge prove that your thoughts are not just ideas. They are energy waves shaping the world around you in real time. And here's the kicker. 99% of people are programmed to weaken themselves. They unknowingly drain their own power, sabotage their potential, and live their entire lives at a fraction of what they're truly capable of. But today, you are breaking free. In the next few minutes, you will learn the exact method to take control of this hidden force, used by the most powerful people in history to manipulate reality at will. This isn't self-help. This is quantum proof. By the end of this video, you will know how to override the mental programming that keeps you weak, activate the hidden part of your mind they never wanted you to access, and shift into a level of power that most people will never experience. This is not a theory. This is a system. And once you see it, there's no going back. If you feel like you were born for something bigger, like there's an untapped force inside you waiting to be unlocked, this is your moment. But be warned, once you open this door, you can never unsee what's inside. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Most people believe that reality is fixed, that life is something that happens to them and that their circumstances are beyond their control. But this is one of the biggest lies ever told. Quantum physics has already proven that your mind is not just reacting to reality, it's creating it. In the double-slit experiment, scientists discovered something terrifyingly powerful. Particles change their behavior depending on whether they are being observed. Think about that for a second. This means that the act of observing something actually changes what it is. If a particle, a fundamental building block of reality, can be influenced by consciousness, what does that mean for your thoughts, your emotions, and the energy you send out every day? It means that your focus literally shapes the world around you.
Hello and welcome. I am Elias from Athens, Greece.
High lava fountains mark the first day of April, as the eruption at the summit of Kilauea volcano continues. Episode 16 began on Monday night. And on Tuesday, the event entered its high fountain phase. Once again, lava shot hundreds of feet into the air. Light winds blew hot pumice, ash, and Pele's hair to the northwest of the caldera, mostly inside Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. However, once the volcanic tephra began falling on nearby roads, the Hawaii County Civil Defense issued this advisory to motorists.
This is a Civil Defense road condition message for Tuesday, April 1st at 1 in the afternoon. The National Park Service reports tephra being carried aloft and falling onto Highway 11 in Ka'u District between the 35 and 37 mile markers. If you are in the area, please do not stop, do not get out of your vehicle, and keep your windows fully rolled up. There are no road closures at this time. However, road closures could occur without notice. This is your Hawaii County Civil Defense Agency.
Before this latest activity got underway, scientists were uncertain about how the pattern would be affected by the 1,000-foot fountains that occurred during episode 15, which partially buried one of the vents with volcanic material. At first, the eruptive pause appeared substantially different than in previous breaks. But lava eventually re-emerged in accordance with the measured rate of inflation. This time, there was no cyclic gas pistoning, as was seen at the start of other recent episodes, just low-level spattering and sluggish lava flows. Until an increase in vigor at around 10:20 in the morning led to fountains that reached over 700 feet high. Scientists expect these towers of lava to again measure over 1,000 feet during this episode, and they estimate that sulfur dioxide emissions will reach 50,000 tons per day. Visitors to the national park and residents of adjacent areas may again be exposed to small fragments of volcanic glass and tephra that is carried in the eruption plume. All lava activity remains confined to the summit caldera, and the USGS volcano alert level for Kilauea remains at watch.
We've been taught to see technology as something external: wires, machines, cold metals engineered for speed and convenience. But the technology of Atlantis was nothing like what we know today. It wasn't built for domination or distraction. It was built for alignment. Atlantean technology was spiritual in nature. It wasn't something you used. It was something you tuned into, a resonance between matter and mind, a bridge between the physical and the divine. Imagine a society where energy wasn't extracted from the earth through destruction, but channeled through intention. Where temples weren't just places of worship, but frequency chambers, amplifying sound, light, and vibration to harmonize the soul. Where crystals weren't decorative trinkets, but living tools, conscious instruments designed to store information, conduct energy, and assist in healing and evolution. According to many esoteric teachings, including Theosophy, Lemurian and Atlantean wisdom, and the readings of Edgar Cayce, Atlantis developed high spiritual science, one that fused consciousness with technology. They knew how to direct energy through sound vibrations, sacred geometry, and the natural properties of stones. Pyramids, built with laser-cut precision, weren't tombs, they were power stations. Obelisks weren't monuments, they were tuning forks. Crystals, especially clear quartz and others found in abundance within the Atlantean lands, were believed to power entire cities, not with fossil fuels or wires, but through harmonic resonance and light. These weren't myths. They were advanced forms of frequency manipulation, thousands of years ahead of modern science. Sound was a central tool. They understood that the universe is vibration, and that everything, thought, emotion, body, planet, has a frequency. By using specific tones, they could alter states of consciousness, heal diseases, and even levitate objects. Ancient Sanskrit texts speak of mantras that shift reality. Egyptian temples echo with chants that align the chakras. Tibetan singing bowls still carry the remnants of this ancient knowledge. Atlantis didn't invent these truths, it remembered them. But over time, as ego took root and power became more important than purpose, This knowledge was misused. What was once sacred became corrupted. Crystals, once programmed for healing, were turned toward control. Sound, once used to uplift, was twisted into manipulation. Some sources suggest that in the final era of Atlantis, the very tools that elevated their consciousness were the ones that ultimately destabilized it. They tried to force energy to obey will rather than align with wisdom. And that imbalance, that distortion of sacred technology, accelerated their collapse. This isn't a fantasy. It's a mirror. Today, we hold devices in our hands that pulse with frequencies we barely understand. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 5G, all invisible vibrations weaving through our bodies and homes daily. We are surrounded by frequencies, yet disconnected from the truth that once guided them. Atlantean tech didn't rely on code or screens. It was organic, living, in sync with the rhythms of the Earth and the cosmos. And the reason this knowledge was buried is because it threatens the foundation of everything we've been told to believe. If you knew that your body was a frequency device, that your voice could heal, that your mind could direct energy, how would that change the way you live? The Atlanteans weren't gods. They were humans who remembered, and we are just beginning to remember again. This isn't about crystals on shelves or sound baths for relaxation. This is about unlocking what lies dormant inside you. The technology of Atlantis wasn't built, it was embodied. And the further we drift from our inner world, the more we forget that the real power doesn't come from the tools, but from the consciousness behind them.